Hello there, this is Glinda Rose and welcome to Empyrea Season 1 Episode 3. As you can see, we are very high up in the sky, and the reason is because today I'm going to start building my permanent base, which is right up at the very top, level 144 and upwards. It's going to be huge, it's going to be high up, and you can see the view of the rest of what's going to be my city down below. So I built up this little platform here. This is going to be a little pathway up to my base, and my base is actually going to come off the edge here and fill up all of this space. So at the moment it's a little bit dangerous. You can see the tops of all the trees down below, so I definitely don't want to be falling down. But we are going to be building the base here, and it's going to be a combination of deep slate bricks and also the stone bricks and jungle wood, and those are going to be the main blocks in my base. So I actually went back to my shop earlier and nicked some of my own deep slate out of my shop because I realized that I would need it for this build. So having started the process of building up my base, I've realized I'm going to need a lot more quartz than I originally managed to get my hands on. And the reason is because the quartz pillar is going to provide a nice decorative element to my base. So before I continue on with the building of the base, I have a plan in mind, and that plan is I am going to sort myself out with a villager breeder. And this is going to enable me to get a stonemason who can trade me the quartz. So let's head over to the desert where I am going to be building my breeder. I have some big plans today. As you can see behind me, I've trapped myself a couple of villagers, and that is because I'm intending to make a villager breeder. So what I firstly need to do is finish gathering all the resources that I need. I then need to build the breeder, and what I'm going to accomplish from this is to eventually have a trading hall, and I'm going to get myself a stone mason so that I can eventually get myself some quartz pillar, which is going to help me with the building of my base. So let's get to it. I only have 4 carrots, but that is fine. I only need 4 carrots because once I've got my breeder up and running, the villagers will take care of all the replanting for me, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. It just might mean a bit of a slower start to the villager breeder, but overall that will sort itself out automatically. Now these guys would just stay over there and not kill me. That would be very nice. Please leave me alone. I don't want to fight you. No, thank you. Floating tree. Whichever person did this, I am coming for you. To create this villager breeder, I will be following a tutorial by Logical Geek Boy, and I'll paste a link to the tutorial down below. So the way this villager breeder works is you have a carrot farm with 2 villagers inside it. One villager is the farmer and the other villager is the one that he is going to breed with. When they have their villager babies, they see the beds through the trapdoors and they run towards them to drop down and get caught. And eventually they grow up into adult villagers and get carted off down to another part of the breeder where they wait to be collected and brought to a villager trading hall or wherever you intend to keep your villagers. Now, while I was building this, I actually made a mistake. You will notice that I used birch trapdoors. I later on changed these to oak trapdoors because I couldn't get anything to breed, and then the moment I changed the trapdoors, this fixed the issue. So note to self, don't use birch. Unfortunately, my building got interrupted when I accidentally triggered a raid. Following the raid, I accidentally lost the 2 villagers that I originally had. So this meant that I had to go back and get new villagers, which was an absolute slog, but I managed to do it. I then had the task of getting them into the breeder itself. And the way that I chose to do this was to put them each in a boat and use the piston and lever method to lever them all the way up to the height of the breeder. So this was tedious work, but we got there eventually. We got both of them into the breeder. And after that, we were able to continue on with the rest of the build. The first part of the breeder is done. You can see the 2 villagers in their little farm looking very happy together. So they'll just be staying there. And eventually, once I've built the second part of the breeder, they should hopefully start spawning some baby villagers. So my villager breeder has been built, and as you can see, I've got my 2 villagers behind me having a good time together in their farm, and they are hopefully going to be creating me some little villager babies that I can use to create my trading hall. And while they are doing that, let's go and visit Mohawk Gamer, who is on a headhunting mission.
So yeah, so I am gonna need some heads for my mannequins in my shop down there. I don't know if you've seen my shop at all. But yeah, I need some heads to put for the displays. So I've got
Oh,
like 4
okay.
models on the floor, and then I'm gonna have a couple of armor stand scenes with a couple of people fighting. And I thought maybe I could use your head or Delta Matrix or somebody else. So I need to do that. So would you be up
Yeah.
for that?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, cool.
That's fine. It's not like I have many levels right now. I've been mostly mending tools and stuff, so...
Yeah, I've got 171 levels at the moment, so
Oh.
but yeah, we should probably sleep the night away, and then you'll probably need to put all your stuff in a chest to keep it safe.
Yeah, okay.
I think there's a bed in here. You'll have
What was that?
to set your spawn, even though this is spawn. You can like, but yeah,
I could
you will.
just trigger spawn.
Yeah, so you will
And
die
then
a couple of times. Maybe you could
just in
probably use
here
that
or something.
chest there.
Okay. Go for it.
You got all your armor on. Still.
Whoops. Don't forget that. I literally just spent all day enchanting it as well. I would hate to lose it
And your
now.
shield. And your shield.
This is
Cool.
where I just forget what my inventory is on Minecraft.
Hello. That was hilarious. You just stepped right out, and then it was like bam.
I just did F5 and then did it.
Oh, cool. Great.
Okay.
Yeah, that's enough. Yay! I got your head. I don't know if you saw in
Yay.
chat. It said that you were shot using Headhunter.
Oh.
Cool.
Hang on.
So, as promised, I'll give you some payment, and
Yeah.
let me get in front of you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
There.
Wait, is
10
that
diamonds, I think, would be enough.
10 diamonds. Oh, that's great. Thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you for your service.
We are on our way to feed the cows, and then we are going to do some villagers. So I need the cows because I need leather, because apparently that's a hot thing to sell at the moment. So that would be great for getting some diamonds. And then also leather helps me to make books, which is very important for all my librarians. So we're just going to go and breed up the cows. I think I need to do an AFK session at some point because I'm making a lot of babies, but I'm not really spending a lot of time around here. Oh, you're very happy now. Yes, you can make lots of little cow babies. And then onwards to the village. We've done our breeder, and now we're going to be making our villager trading hall. So I'll probably start off quite basic with just like some blocks and villagers locked into those blocks. And then hopefully as things go on, I can make it a bit fancier, a little bit cooler looking. At the moment, I'm probably just going to use mostly sandstone, that kind of thing, keep it simple. But then at some stage, I do want to turn it into a proper hall that looks good and has all my villagers on display and all nice and organized so that I can make all my traits. At some point, I need to link up my villagers and the breeder with a better transportation system, so I'm not just hopping over loads of sand all the time to get there. Or I could just fly. Or I could just fly. Or I could just fly. Oh, never mind. I give up. Oh, look at him standing there being all cute and villagery. So I've got a village there, and then there's another village that way. So I really need to be careful where I put this thing. I don't want it to be too close. I might go this way. Maybe on the other side of here. I mean, I could level this out, I suppose. Take down some of the sand, fill in all of this, and turn it into like a stretch. And then put all the villagers there, maybe? I've just put a sign here to say this area is reserved for Glinda's trading hall. So in order to set up my villagers, I need to grab myself some job blocks that they can all have. So there we have it. I've got a bunch of job blocks, as well as I just deposited a couple of other things that I'm going to need to move my villagers and that sort of things. So now we can go back to the breeder and start setting up the trading hall, and we can eventually minecart our villagers to the trading hall and get some good trades. Now I want to be able to travel them in from the breeder, so I'm thinking that they're going to come in from the back, from this side, and then probably be facing outwards this way. Let's get out our job blocks and maybe start laying some of this stuff out. I'm going to leave the lecterns for now because I want an area that's specifically for librarians, because chances are I'm going to want lots of librarians. But I can start putting down some of the other ones where I'm just probably going to have one of each. So if I take my Fletcher, my farmer, that kind of thing, and we can start laying these out how I might want to have them. And then if we assume that the villagers are gonna have their own little slot for each of them, like so. And then if I bring out the back, and eventually I can close it up behind each of these villagers. I will eventually be making this look a little bit prettier, but for the time being, at least they're there, and it's something for the villagers to get started with. I may fill up this bit a little bit more as well, just for easier traveling. Now, how are we doing over here? It looks like we've got some more baby villagers as well as some fully grown up villagers. Well, isn't that just wonderful? Let's put the minecart in there. And then hit the button. And then what this is going to do, the button is going to let loose of the minecart, which is going to pick up one of the villagers from here and transport it all the way to the little cubby hole that I've created for him, and just deposit him there. And off he goes. Look at him go. And we will see him back at the villager breeder. And finally, I've got it. I've got my quartz and quartz pillar trades, all for an emerald each. That is an absolutely excellent trade. I will just get a few of each. And that's going to get me going in terms of some of my builds, because those are really amazing blocks to build with. They're great, fabulous ones to have. So I'm very, very ecstatic about that. So there we have it. That is the basics of my village trading. As you can see from the front, they're all happily lined up here. I've managed to max out my stonemason. I've got my Fletcher going, and some of these other guys I'm going to come back to in a little bit and sort them out properly. And I still have a few empty slots here for the rest of my traders, and I still have yet to do the librarian, so I will come back to that as well. So that brings us to the end of this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. I've had a great time trying to do these villagers, and now we've made some good progress, and we are going to hopefully make some more progress on this and on my base in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.